There's a huge disconnect between life in the UK and what's going on a few hours away at the moment. BBC DJ Gary Davies did his best to acknowledge the disconnect and kind of created his own moment of accidental partridge.
What a song, Bruce Springsteen. And I'm on fire. Actually, shouldn't really be saying that with all the terrible situation that's going on in the Greek Isles at the moment. Anyway, morning, Gary, from a very hot and sunny south of France. We're listening to you around the pool celebrating my parents, Ken and Glenda's 50th wedding anniversary.
Next up, it's Billy Joel with We Didn't Start the Fire.
The Met Office said this week last year's 40-degree summer will become a regular occurrence in the UK, while the Secretary-General of the United Nations said yesterday global warming is no longer a thing because we've entered a period of global boiling. One commentator said last night, we are now the frog in the saucepan. So I'm not sure if you all know that thing, like if you pop a frog into boiling water, it'll jump out straight away.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
No, I've never done it. So you put... You...
No, I'm not putting a frog in... No.
OK, but...
If you put a frog into boiling water, it'll jump out.
Yeah.
Right. But if you put it into a saucepan and gradually heat the water up, the frog won't notice, and eventually it'll be boiling, but it won't even notice.
Why didn't they buy your Pixar script?
But the point is, we are the frogs now. Right. We are the frogs, and we're sitting in the boiling water going, can anyone smell garlic? Is that garlic? And why did Gordon Ramsay just ring a bell and shout service?
Gee, I think that the thing with kind of all of this stuff is, I think in Britain especially, we kind of need to change our relationship with, like, the weather.
Yeah.
Because we love sun.
Yeah.
We go on holiday in search of sun. If it's 40 degrees here, the papers are like, it's brilliant, it's hotter in Canberra Sands than it is in Rio.
Yeah.
But we hear global warming, think barbecues.
Yeah.
You hear global boiling, you think beer gardens. And the thing is, even if we had all of those rains and flooding, you'll still get people going, yeah, but the garden needed it, didn't it? So...
I'm going to say this genuinely. You're going to... Like, there's this feeling here that you're going to be what Australia has been for the last 20 years.
What, dickheads? You know... I'll take that back. You know the Ashes have got the hold of me, this...
Fuck off.
But the thing is, you're going to skip the bit where it's Australia. You're just going to go straight to hell. Like, because that's where... Do you know what I mean?
So the step goes England, Australia...
It's going to get bad real quick, is what I'm trying to say. And look, while all this is going on...
These aliens...
Yeah.
I think they've got the wrong idea, Karen.
Well, all this is going on, both Labor and the Conservatives have started talking about reducing their focus on climate change policies. Yeah. The chief executive of the government's own independent advisory committee on climate change said the government is acting too slowly. Meanwhile, Rishi Sunak is taking helicopters to events that could easily be accessed by trains. This week he took a helicopter to an event in the Midlands rather than a 90-minute train ride that would have cost 30 quid. Look, yeah, he needs to see loads of people, but should he be leading by example?
I think people are unfair on him. You don't realise he's so small they just strap him to a drone.
I thought it was just... I just thought he was taking a big helicopter. He's so small that he's not allowed in those little ones you get out the front of Tesco.
Even rail bosses have admitted that they've been spending £10,000 a week on flights rather than sending staff on trains.
Sorry, baffles me. It tells you how expensive the trains are. Because they get staff discount.
Yeah, it's still too expensive. And in amongst all of this, the Minister for Levelling Up and Coming Down, Michael Gove, said there's nothing to worry about this week. He's still going to Greece next week for his holiday. How bad does it need to be before they admit there's something wrong? Michael Gove could be literally on fire running into the sea and he'd still be saying, I mean, I just tan really quickly. It was so weird watching the news this week because every story about the effects of the heatwave was contrasted with one about both parties threatening to roll back climate change policies. OK, so there was this juxtaposing front page of the Times. Tory retreat from green policies next to pictures of the flames. All right? Then there was this Sky News clip. Check this one out. They've got footage of, like, Greece on fire, and at the bottom of the screen, it's Michael Gove condemning the actions of Just Stop Oil. It's happening at the same time. One news anchor jumped from an interview with Michael Gove to a report on Greece. Like, we're sleepwalking into a catastrophe. And unfortunately, this has happened before, and I know I'm getting wound up about it, but, like, Australia's kind of fucked. Like,
Wait, we know.
whole towns have been wiped out. Whole high streets in northern New South Wales just can't have shops because they can't get insurance. Outdoor music festivals can't get insured anymore because it's either going to be fires or floods. This is serious shit.